Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
Hey there, my name's Evan. I'm a dumb dad.
Cheers.
Cheers, pal.
Welcome to the
Cheers
show.
to you, dummy. Welcome in to the Dumb Dad Podcast. We
I just said that.
are... I'm just trying to
welcome,
get
so what
warmed
are they
up.
doing?
I'm trying to get 10 seconds of warm
You're a
up.
mess.
You are fucking right.
Look at your right arm.
It's got paint on it.
Okay.
It's paint.
Thanks
But
for
I like
dressing up
this.
for the show. By the way, guys, you can go to YouTube to watch Disgusting Evan in his horrible attire.
I took a shower before I came here. You're welcome. Because it had definitely been 2 days. And all I've been doing is going back and forth, doing loads in between homes and building things and painting.
Evan's
And it was just
moving,
like-
if you haven't been listening.
I'm moving. It's what I'm doing. It's what I'm doing right now. It's what I'm currently doing.
Uh-huh.
It's moving and painting and assembling and all the things. And I want it to be done. I want it to be over with. And we're not close.
You're never done.
No, I know.
You go back to parenting. I don't know what you're doing with your kids now.
You're right, Kevin. An artist's job or an artist's work is never really complete. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's not true.
I think it's true.
Yeah. It's
Come on.
Color by numbers. They're going to run out of numbers.
You can look at it something as an artist. It's something that you made. You didn't make that. You painted the numbers.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I sure did.
That is like
I sure did.
it's our anniversary gift, so let's not talk too bad about it right now because I worked really hard on it and paid attention to the
It
numbers.
was a pony.
It's like when you make something, it's always like you watch it, you look at it, consider like an edits we've made, and then we look at it like a year later and it's like, oh, this is so slow, or like, oh, I thought of a different joke.
So, is the idea that we as parents are artists?
Sure, it's definitely.
You don't know where
I'll
you started.
Say this. Here's how we're gonna finish. Okay. Parenting is more like cooking, not baking, because baking is like an exact science.
So we're throwing out artist.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Okay.
I wish it was more like baking.
So
Don't you wish it was more like baking? It's like this, that. You got it wrong. Oh no, you need to change this one thing. You get it right every time. Got it. Done. But it's not that.
Hold on.
Cooking.
You wish it was this, that. You got it wrong.
The paint brushes of an artist.
Wait, we're back to artist. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to zero this in here.
Okay. Bring it home.
Can you tell how tired I am right now?
No. You're doing great.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all over the place with my thoughts and my belongings.
Did you lose some stuff recently?
That's one of my biggest fears, to be honest with you, is losing. Here's the thing. When we moved...
You could finish the sentence whenever you want.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, there's just markers in the episode. When we moved into our current place, there was like 2 infamous boxes that we like never found. Like that had specific kitchen items and stuff that we were
Same.
like,
Ours
where's
was
that thing with our...
A wedding platter.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else, but that's a big one that keeps coming back because at Thanksgiving, it's like, man, we could really use that wedding platter.
Ours was like a really nice all-clad saucepan. All-clad, like the standard of cookware or something. Back to cooking.
Great for parenting.
Yeah. And we remembered it because it was like a wedding gift. So we really liked this thing. And then like,
Ours was too.
the box had like a couple things in it, So it's like, man, where's that thing? We never found it. Still, I mean, it went missing somehow. Like there's no way. We kept thinking like, we'll find it eventually. It's in the garage somewhere, but like I'm willing. I don't think it's there. But I'm not fearful of that. Like things are things, whatever.
The kids? You thinking of?
But I don't want to lose the
transfer?
children. But my wife said to me like today, so we're like the movers come in 2 days to like officially fill the truck and get all our stuff in there, right? Like the heavy stuff.
I know how moving works.
And she's like, we got to really be on top of our stuff like on Thursday because, and I know what she's saying because it's like moving day is coming and a company that we're paying money dollars to is going to come to our house and like move all of our stuff. We have to be prepared for them, but also, so that's a huge day, right? Like preparation, thinking about it. But that's a weekday and our kids still have to go to school. We have to remember to take them to school and pick them up after school and hopefully send them to school with stuff that they need.
I feel like that's an easy one. I feel like you're
Right,
selling
but
yourself short.
my worry is like in the move and everything, it's all just going to be, so much of the stuff is going to be thrown together in those couple days that's like, we got to really kind of prioritize the kids. Not only their stuff, I mean, that's halfway a joke, obviously, but like, where'd the lunchbox go? Didn't we put it in the box with the thing? Like, whatever, they can get school lunch or something like that.
Sure.
But again, the children, if we lose the children.
Don't put them in
No,
a
you know what I
box
mean.
with
It's just
the
like,
All-Clad.
you don't want to misplace their backpack or forget it at one house and it's late at night and you realize, oh, that's right, we took it out of the car so we could fit this in there and I got to go back. Like, we got to prioritize them a little bit as well, so they're not just like, good luck with your day because we're moving over here, you know? It's like,
Definitely don't say that. That's definitely not a thing a parent should ever say to their
no,
kid.
no. It's just I didn't anticipate the mental load this would be, even though we thought we had planning, like we'll take our time getting out of the old place. It's not going to be like moving day and then that's it. So all the pressure's on 2 days. But building things, painting, like all this stuff takes exponentially longer than I thought it was going to. And that's the hard truth.
Yeah. That's all of it. Do you know how upset you would be if it was the exact amount of time? Hey, babe, I'm done painting. Yeah, you said you'd be done around now. I know. Something's wrong.
Yeah, I messed something up.
I messed something up.
Yeah,
Paint.
I know. That's the truth. That's the thing too, is like your brain is like compartmentalizing all the stuff, and then it's like, I'm just telling you, I was like, I'm on my way, man, over to come over tonight to record, and I drove to my new house. I'm thinking of like all this other stuff that has to happen, and I drive to that house. I'm like, nope, I'm going to Kevin's house, and I had to turn around and come to your house.
Here I am in the studio. I've been recording for 45 minutes.
Twiddling your thumbs, waiting for me.
So much was cut out here. Started a new podcast.
So, I don't know, man. It's going to be, it's still my dumb dad moment is that. So, but before we get into that.
How's my week?
How's your week? I know you've had a bit of a week as well. I mean, like, we're both kind of doing a lot of home stuff right now.
Yeah, I guess since the last time I talked to you, yeah, we had to have some plumbers come by. It was a whole thing. They, they did great. But they had to rip up a bunch of pipes and rip a bunch of holes in the wall, and then I had to patch up some holes. And
yeah,
I'm supposed to do stucco. Don't know how to do that. Still haven't done it.
Still haven't done the stucco on the outside of the house.
I've done like the beginnings of it.
In California, it gets hot here, and they just throw like, cement kind of on the side of your house.
That's what stucco is. Yeah.
That's what stucco is, and then you paint it.
You got to put paper and metal wires, and then you throw stucco on top of it. Yeah. And it's like, it's not smooth. It's not supposed to be. Why? I don't know.
It's earthquake country. You're going to have cracks every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You just want to throw more on there, paint it, move on.
That was during the week. So we had a pretty involved week last week of that. Yeah. Because it was 3 days. It was supposed to be, I think it was just supposed to be a 1-day job. But then they either discovered or made mistakes.
Here's the thing. What's really nice when you're a dad or a parent or whoever, like if you're the DIY,
I'm a dad and a parent.
You got 2 boxes.
Yeah.
If you're the DIY, let's say, minded person of the house, and you like to go, it's a stereotypical dad thing where you're like, well, I could do that myself. Why would pay for a professional?
Yeah, got yourself DeWalt, huh? I got a couple on the back.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah, good company. Yeah. Good stuff for when I do my professional work in the garage with. So what I'm trying to say is what's nice is that whether it's you going to paint your wall, which I'm assuming you still haven't done yet because it takes forever to do stuff.
Paint the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, right?
No, because I still have to get that's an ongoing thing from the previous podcast. I'm still talking to the solar company to get them to repair the leak.
Right.
Yeah.
It's exactly my point. You know what? There's a plumbing issue. Don't really know too much about plumbing. So before I make a big mess of it and have it take too long, I'll hire the plumbers. It's a 1-day job. 3 days later, they're done.
Yep.
And no matter how good you are at what you're doing,
you're
professional. It's going to probably take you longer.
Yeah, it took them a little while. So because it was very involved and the kids were just like, go in your room as soon as they got home from school.
I know. It's like
they got home and I was like, go in your room. They're like, oh, they're mad. And I was like,
how would you like to have...
Why are they leaving with our pipes?
An unlimited amount of screen time because we've got a lot of adulting to do over here.
It's fine. So then this weekend comes and it's like the worst time to do plumbing because, like I said, the side of the house has a huge like 7-foot hole cut out of it.
Yeah.
And so I had to cover that with like our old pool cover. Smart move on me.
That's why you don't throw things away, dads.
That's why you don't do it.
Throw them away.
So
you never know.
Then it rained all weekend, and it was just like, oh, I guess we're just gonna hunker down this weekend.
Where it doesn't rain, and you don't need it to rain because you got a big hole in the side of your house.
Definitely don't want it to rain. You
Definitely don't want it to rain
in that open,
big open
whatever.
hole. Yeah.
So
it rained.
I actually, it was like a weekend in with the kids. I was like, we're in a lot of trouble here. Like, because it's just like, how much screen time are we going to give them?
Oh, man. Let me tell you right now, in my camp, where we're moving back and forth, an uncomfortable amount.
Sure. I don't blame you. We did a pretty good job. Like, we were not like, God, we got to get them off screens. We did a good job of just like arts and crafts. My mom got my daughter for Christmas this like subscription service every month. She gets like a recipe book, but it's science-based. So it's like, here's how to make like muffins, but like, here's how pH balance works and acidity versus like base. And it was like, so she did science tests while also baking.
That's
so, like,
cool.
That ate up a bunch of time. And then we got the kids like this.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Can your daughter do that like completely by herself, or is that like gotta have some supervision? What's the age range on like what you think it would be?
Well, I don't know. It was the first one, so obviously my wife did it with her. I'd assume she needs supervision.
Yeah. What's it called? Do you know?
I don't remember, but it was really cool.
Cut that out of here.
No freebies. I mean, it was really cool. I would do it with her, even if she didn't need to. Like, if she didn't need supervision. I think I'd still do it with her.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't get the nickname Curious Kevin for nothing.
That's a different thing. And then.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Cut
that as well.
Cut
that as well.
No
freebies.
No, but it was really fun. And then we also got the kids like, we were pulling out all the stuff from like Christmas because we like, you know, the grandparents, us, there's some over gifting. So like there's some.
You pull it out like you hid it away.
No.
Too many presents.
No, it's just like sitting on a shelf, and every time you opened like to play like, you know, Candyland for the umpteenth time, you see it something like another thing, and you go,
the new game.
Yeah, we gotta bust that out. But we got like this cardboard cutter that comes with like screws, and you can screw together cardboard.
That one I will. Let's do that. That one I got for my son for his birthday as well. It's called Make Do.
Yeah, Make Do. And
it's really cool. It's like a little. It's almost like you're a carpenter's.
Yeah, it's got little like knives that like you could hurt yourself, but you can't cut
like
yourself.
It's like a saw, which is like sort of like a serrated butter knife. It's not really sharp, but it will go through cardboard nicely.
And then it's got a screwdriver, and it's got a hole puncher on the back of the screwdriver, so you can make pilot holes.
You know what I also really appreciate
really
about it? I like there's a perforator, like it's like a wheel that perforates the cardboard, so you can fold the cardboard in whichever way you want, which is not necessarily normally how cardboard works. There's like there's a grain to it, so you can like. It's really cool. Anyway. Go check out Make Do. That stuff is rad. Yeah,
it was really fun. So we were doing that all weekend, and I was like, man. And then it was like the next day, like Saturday, we just like blew through. I think we ended it with like a movie night. It was really fun. And then Sunday, I was like, this is where it's all going to come apart. Another good day. I was like,
you're just anticipating something going wrong?
Something's going to go wrong.
Too good of a weekend.
It's too good of a weekend. And it was. It was too good of a weekend.
Yeah. What happened?
We had a lot of fun. Nothing, like something almost happened, which was like my daughter slept in our bed Sunday night, and then in like the middle of the night she woke up. And kids are so funny how they're different than adults in a million ways. One of the big ones is she wakes up and she's got like a little bit of a fever. If I woke up with a fever, I'd be like, oh, man, I feel terrible. And I'd either take something or just lay there, which is more than likely what I would do, is just lay there
and
like,
hope that you don't have a fever.
I'm upset for a while. That's all I would do.
Well, you got to really develop your man cold.
You really got to the closet door for like 2.5 hours and wouldn't move. Just get up. Take medicine. No, let's just sit there. But my daughter wakes up and she's just like, I mean, like you just put an adrenaline shot straight into her chest. Like just out of nowhere.
Pulp Fiction's like, awake in the middle.
Pulp Fiction's up. And she's just like, hey, what's going on? Did everybody have enough blankets? I don't want dad to get too cold. Oh, but we got to pull some blankets over for mom. And like, just like was going, we were like, hey, are you okay? Oh, you're really warm. Let me take your temperature. Take your temperature. She's got a little bit of a fever. And it was just as nice of a weekend as it was with my children. We're not taking Monday off. So the next morning.
Your first thought is like, We literally didn't go anywhere. What could you have?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
What do you want to do tomorrow? Because I'm out of ideas. Because we did it all.
I cannot fathom how we got all the way through 2 days.
It's also raining again tomorrow on Monday. So we're going to be here.
And we got a big hole in the side of the house, and I got to go fill it.
So she was up for like a couple hours, and then got our son up, sent him off to school, and just let my daughter sleep. And then she woke up totally fine. It was just like a random, no fever at all, nothing, totally fine. So
what was her fever?
I don't know, 101. Like it wasn't anything crazy. For a kid, it wasn't anything crazy.
Did you recheck it like, 60 minutes into her kind of stirring awake and being awake for a long time? Did you recheck it again to see if she still had it?
I think she had it for a minute, but...
That's what I mean. Like sometimes it's like, oh man, I think he has a fever. But when I walked up, they were like laying on the couch with their arm over their face or something.
Oh, yeah, no. We do like multiple checks and multiple places.
Yeah, okay.
And then, she woke up. We gave her a COVID test, negative. And then she didn't have a fever at all. She was totally fine. No coughing, no anything. It was like, I think you're going to go to school.
I think you're definitely 1,000% going to school, and I don't really care what you say.
And it was so funny because she was cool with it because it was Monday. She had a great weekend.
She's like, I don't want to put a sour taste on the weekend.
It was like 10:30. So I was like, it's already going to be a half day. And she's like, let's go. So like we get her to school. We get to school, and
I missed that. Kind of missed that part. So you were like, you didn't send her off to school like immediately.
No, we let her sleep because she was up for a couple hours. She was cashed. Like she was awake for several hours in the middle of the night, just chatting.
What is that?
Just chatting us up. Like, what's going on? You guys think the Lions are going to do it this year? And I was like, you don't know anything about football.
Walk me through that. Where's you need to go in your room and go to bed. This cannot happen. There's no like foot down kind of thing.
No, some nights she just asks to sleep in our bed, and we're like, that's fine. Like,
sure, I know, but then she wakes up. She can't be up for 2 hours. After 30 minutes, aren't you like?
If she's got a fever, we're not gonna like banish her. But also, if she is sick, it's
like you need to go to bed in your own bed and have a good night's sleep so you can go to school tomorrow.
No, our bed's more comfortable.
Obviously.
We spent like $28 on like a handshake on her mattress. Ours was like, okay. I need the back strength. You could sleep on a rock.
Who do we have?
Casper.
Shout out Casper. They took care of us.
So, no, it's just like one of those things like, mother instinct. She's not going to send her kid away. So either mom's going to go sleep with her in the bunk bed, which is probably not going to happen. Because like my wife and I both have the fear of like, even though I put it together and it's very solid, every time I go up to like lay down with her when she sleeps in her bed, we go up there and like lay down with her for a minute, chat with her. I'm like,
I mean, it's just a bunch of 1x3s. It's not
it's like it doesn't creak or anything. Once it starts creaking, I'm not going up ever again. It doesn't make a sound yet. The second it does, I am out of
all you're thinking is the scene in Step Brothers where he like jumps on the thing and it just like sandwiches
like,
John C. Reilly so
boom.
hard. Smashes him.
So anyway, she went to school late, and it was a funny moment of kids. It was like it's like when you tell your kid like, hey, you're 3.
Yeah,
you're not, you're not 4. You're 3 because we want to get into Disney for free or whatever. Or you're 2 or whatever it is. You're 2. Yeah. That's what it is. When I get into Disney, you're 2. You're 2. You walk up and they're like, I just turned 4 months ago. My birthday is this date and this year. You're like, okay,
or when you're like, he's 2. No, I'm not. Like, okay, why? Yeah. Okay.
So I was walking my daughter up and I was like, hey, don't mention that you had a fever in the middle of the night. Nobody cares. You don't have COVID. You don't have a fever now. You're fine. You were up in the middle of the night and you needed to sleep. And we walk in to the office, and they were like, hey, and they're like, hey, Lucy. And I was like, yeah, she had a tough night of sleep, so we just let her sleep in a little bit. Sorry, I know being late's not great. She's like, and I had a fever. And I was like,
the only reason she said it is because you said not to.
Nah, she was gonna do it.
I don't know, man. Kids like her.
Maybe.
Like, it's like, let me put something in your brain really quick to focus on for the next 30 steps before we enter that door. But that's like, I don't know what to say. Fever.
But I will say I did do the and for people, for reference, it's been a couple of days since this story, so she still doesn't have a fever, or COVID. So don't worry, I didn't send an infectious kid.
Okay,
save the emails, delete it.
Judgment police, you can take a seat for a second.
But what was funny is the woman at the front desk was like, she has a fever. She needs to be fever free for 24 hours before you can bring her back. And I went, she doesn't have a fever. And the woman was like, oh, okay. Just did the dad like, fine, relax.
She's a mom, and she heard and saw the tone in which you said it with. It was like, this man needs a day.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah. And no, I need my 5 days. I'm only getting 4.5 now. I'm only getting my 4.5. I already lost half the day. I didn't lose half the day. She slept.
Oh, that's incredible.
But that's pretty good.
Let's move on to the dumb dad moments.
Dumb dad moments.
This is my dumb dad moment is like, okay, so it's a sort of a two-parter. One in which we already kind of discussed part of my dumb dad moment, which is that like that parenting is a joy
as an artist.
Yeah, as an artist baking with. Here's the thing: like dough and frosting is your medium, and it's your paint.
Oh, medium's like
the canvas.
See ghosts.
I don't know. Your diet, the plate, the empty lunchbox that you forgot to empty out the day before.
Note to producer: you can cut whatever you feel needs to.
We were talking about how long it takes to do stuff. Like everything takes forever. Yesterday, I would go to the new house. Here's kind of my dumb dad moment. I was like, I have like 3 tasks. I need to go to the new house. I'm going to paint our bedroom so that the next day our bedroom furniture can be moved in there in preparation for moving day. It's like we're trying to do chess, not checkers here, right? Got to paint the room. Got to assemble my son's bed. Mm-hmm. I need to address the dryer situation because, as we've discussed before, the Best Buy saga of trying to get these washers and dryers installed in my house seems to be an impossible task. Yeah. I was like, I need to do those 3 things and then I'll be good. That's all I got to do. So as I go over to the house, I start working on the dryer. It's kind of confusing. I don't really get it. And you were nice enough to come help me with a couple of things I needed. So you were there.
I really was.
Here's the thing. 100%. You get the credit.
Yeah.
This episode is dedicated to Kevin and his loyalty as a friend and a neighbor.
The pull clip this week.
Is this right here?
I don't.
We appreciate your likes and comments.
Not all heroes wear capes. They usually wear a bathrobe. And it's my bathrobe. It's me. I'm the hero.
So I need to go finish taping. Paint.
Yeah.
My wife brings my kids over to the new house to get a little bit more work done. And I'm like, at one point she like leans in the bedroom. She's like, is this the second coat of the trim? And I was like, this is the second coat. And she's like, okay. And then you have to just do another whole coat of the, I was like, yeah, there's almost done with the second coat of the trim. And then I got to paint the whole room one more time and we'll be done. And she's like, okay. Cause I'm just trying to, we just want to feed the kids and get back. And like, additionally, I was planning to put my son's bed together. I mean, that couldn't have been more of an afterthought. And, and there we are. I just feel like a dumb dad like every 10 seconds of this whole process. Please tell me you did something stupid.
So our dumb dad moment this week
sponsored by?
Is brought to you by Boundaries. Not Bounty. The towels, not a sponsor.
Boundaries.
Although we use a lot of those towels as parents. Bounty, thanks for helping out. But it's Boundaries.
That's right.
Our boundaries with our children.
Okay.
It's a thing. It's a wild...
This has been a new thing for you this year.
Huh?
Well, telling your children the office is mom and dad's space.
Yeah.
No, the room is So I like this. That it's this
so
is
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Boundaries Gate 2024. Let's go.
Marijuana is the gateway drug according to the FBI, evangelicals, and nobody else.
According to all the early 1990s Dare films I watched, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a slippery slope. The devil's lettuce. So is, with parenting, it's, let's say go in the bathroom. That's where it starts. That's where your boundaries.
Oh, hold on.
When you go to the bathroom and you have the little fingers coming out of there, like that first episode of The Walking Dead, because they want to get in. That's the first step of losing your boundaries as a parent. That's how it begins.
You think so?
Yeah, because there's something.
It's the bathroom.
You go to the bathroom and the kids just sense like oh, they're alone and they have boundaries.
Dad!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just come in. They're like, what is it? What is it? And they're like, what does a grasshopper smell like? And you're like, grass? A hopper? I don't know. Go away.
Grasshopper?
So that's how it starts. And
I think you're right, actually. It probably is the first boundary breach as a parent.
It's wild because on that note, I'm not going to talk about my kids going to the bathroom, but it's funny because now my kids are starting to like, as I walk by, they're like, Dad, and privacy. And I was like, I am walking by.
Dead privacy. You left the door
Also,
open.
How dare you? You've tried to peek in between to see what's going on specifically a couple of times. Anyway. So my wife and I are pretty chill with our kids. Like we don't co-sleep, but we don't not co-sleep. Like we don't, if the kids want to come into our room, they come into our room. Sometimes we send them back to bed. Sometimes we don't. And I think because of that, it's been just like not a free for all, but like this room that we're in now, which is now the office, used to be my father-in-law's room. That was off limits
to you until he moved, and then you could.
It was way too on limits for me. But then when it was off limits, then it was like an area where my wife and I worked, so our kids would come in, and we're not going to say no, stuff like that. They want to talk to mom. And for a while, and this was a mistake. This was part of the slippery slope of our boundaries. Be careful, parents. I am a cautionary tale. I am still a superhero as a person, but I just, every hero has, this is an origin story.
Clip that off. Just make sure we clip that off. Can you just send that to me personally, Annie, so I have
that? Superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped you with the...
just need that.
With the dressers. So we used to have in this office, we used to have like art supplies in the closet because we were just like, this is the office. This is where we'll put all like art stuff in.
Also, like that's where that stuff fits for now.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Big part of it. Big part of it. And now we've just kind of realized that as of recently, the last couple of weeks, we realized our boundaries are falling apart and we need to redirect our children.
Oh no! Yeah,
like it's just like it starts off with like little things of just like. We make the mistake of being like, hey, those are mommy and daddy's. Like, that's mommy's markers that she does for work when she's like, for her job, she's marking things with different colored markers and whatever.
Yeah.
Making notes. I'm like, instead of just being like, hey, don't touch those. Like, I think it started with like, hey, those, maybe ask mommy, but those are hers. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, permissive parenting, some might call it.
You're like,
I don't know.
You're kind of like over hinting, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not catching the hint.
Kids are like, sounds like it's cool. Is what I heard.
Right, yeah. I won't tell if you won't. Cool, Dad. Yeah, I'm making a polka dot drawing with these nice tipped markers and mommy.
Smashing them in there. This was a ballpoint. It's making a 1/2-inch circle. Oh, the ceiling. So then it just kind of escalated from there. Now it's just escalated to being like, why do you have my daily planner? Why do you have this? Don't go through, don't put that external hard drive down. It's just like escalated. And then it like really kind of reached it's reached terminal velocity with my daughter was like, she was playing with her brother for a while. They were playing whatever, house, dress up, some nonsense where they're an age they're not. Just why are you guys so anxious to grow up? But we were just like, she's just walking around with a purse, which was hers, but the credit cards in it weren't.
Oh.
And part of that is she didn't go through like our wallet and my wife's purse. We have like a desk drawer where it's just like, because I'm like you, I'm like a minimalist with my wallet. I don't want to carry.
Oh, I hate a fat wallet.
I don't need the George Costanza hamburger in my pocket, like with like all the receipts. So
if you've ever had like I don't know what you're like, it's like what like your number one line of like a dating profile should be like super specific to you, or like when you go to somebody's Instagram page and it's like
go on.
one, or like when you go to somebody's Instagram page and whatever, it's like tell me one thing about you, like one thing about you. I've always thought like I hate a fat wallet is a funny one, but also really defines who you are. Or like
you wrote on your dating profile, I hate a fat wallet. Do you know how long people would dissect that for?
I know.
What is a fat wallet?
It's between that one or like I can't stand. I really appreciate a quality zipper.
No,
but see, that's not really going for a dating profile.
Neither of those are for dating profile. They all sound.
It doesn't matter.
They all sound offensive. They all sound offensive. Not a single one of those sounds nice. None of those are like, I wonder if he's quirky. They're like, I wonder how many different kinds of human skin does he have in his closet? You creeper.
I really do appreciate a good zipper, though. When you open a bag and it's got like a crappy zipper, it's like so frustrating.
What happened to you?
I don't know, man.
All right. Anyway, we've since had to redirect my daughter, and it's this funny thing where like she's not taking it personally. She's not getting upset, which is nice. So I'm like, we're doing a good job there. But we have to every time remind her that she's doing a bad job on this particular item, where we're just like, hey, that's not yours. That's mommy's. Please put it back. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I go, it's okay. We let you get away with it for a long time. We're kind of redirecting you, but I am going to tell you every time, that's not yours. Put it back.
It's wild how they say like what the best thing for children is repetition.
Yeah.
But like I've been telling my son to lean over his plate while he eats for like 4 years.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's just something they tell you. Like that's
it's like, when is it going to stick? Because I'll tell you what's sticking is the cheese and whatever else is on the floor that does not just fall on the plate, because every single night it's like, can you just, if you wouldn't mind not holding your hamburger like a phone near your ear, put it over the plate. I don't understand. But what I'm curious about is, like, you said you went a little bit too far, or for like a long time, with like being kind of cool with everything, right?
Yeah, she wasn't using the credit cards or anything like that before. It was just, I think we were lax with like.
Sure, but then it's like, where's the credit card? I have no idea. And then you find it in like the kid's purse that's inside their backpack that they don't use anymore. Yeah. So my question to you is, now that you've like now you're thinking like, well, we really need to redefine boundaries, right? And commit to them. But if it's over a long period of time you were so lax, do you expect that? I mean, maybe it's like it's going to take as long to get back to there,
because she's more mature. She's like, we're starting from when she was younger to now
my
she's
son's 9.
older.
He just doesn't lean over his plate. It's a simple ask.
I'm meaner than you are. No,
I know, but that's kind of what it is. Like, how stern is it? Where it's like, I get really frustrated.
That's what I mean. She's at a good age where I can be stern and she understands what I'm doing, is my point. That actually kind of goes with what I'm saying. It's like, I can be like, hey, put that back. That's not yours. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I go, it's okay. We've talked about this. Not everything's off limits. You just need to ask. I'll give you a simple answer. I'll just be like, no, we need that for work. And she'll be like, okay. And it is working. It is getting better. But it was just like, it was one of those moments where like, why do you have a purse full of real things?
Because you haven't taught me boundaries. What are we talking?
We have taught her boundaries, but apparently not well enough. We don't want to do this thing that like mom and dad's study is off limits. But like at the same time, you gotta respect parent space.
It's 100% true. I mean, and it's all the stuff that we do as parents, right? As dads, is like set them up for success, hopefully, for when they leave here. Right? And it's like,
I figure I got 25 years based on
25 years. So
from now.
Oh man, it's so cute that you'll think you'll be alive then. How old are we?
What did you hear?
That's what I'm saying is like, they, if it takes another 3 years, she still won't be, like 20 or what, I'm saying, like they're kids. And so it's just a constant thing, constant behavior. Yeah. And you want to model your behavior after theirs. But it's still, that's where I sometimes have like those dumb dad moments of like losing my cool a little bit, of like that I'm not remembering the fact that he's 9, she's 5.
Yeah.
It's okay that, like, I know, yes, it's frustrating that I've told them something 25 times in a row and they're still not quite getting there. But the more and more that if I turn it into like an aggressive response, that's going to create like a different issue. It's just reminding them, come on, let's try not to do that.
That's an issue they can solve with their own therapist money.
Yeah, when they get a job at 12 and start earning their own money. So one last quick thing before we jump out of here.
Okay.
There was a milestone in my family this week.
Okay.
And it's that my daughter's 5, my son is 9, and for probably 6 months or so, my daughter has been within the threshold of like just about not needing a car seat anymore. Like the full on like 5-point harness, like car seat.
Like she's ready for a booster.
Tall enough? Yes. She was tall enough. Mm-hmm. She's old enough, but is consistently not heavy enough. I think the weight limit is 40 pounds currently is what it is. And she's been 38 and 36 and 37 for like 6 months. And we're always joking, like, how much is ice cream? Like every meal, like
Yeah.
just to not deal with the car seat anymore. And if you travel a lot or travel around, you got to take it in and out of your car. You also know how cumbersome that damn thing is to like take it all over the place.
Sure.
So we came home from the holidays this year from Seattle area and like took the car seat out, like traveled with it, blah, blah, blah. And then like tried to stick it in the car once. And then I needed to take it out like a week later. And you know, like when the seatbelt folds on itself inside of the seatbelt, like metallic thing. And it's like, might as well just be welded there.
Yeah.
And it takes you forever to deal with it. That's kind of what happened to us. And we were like, I'm so over dealing with this damn thing. And it's kind of welded in place. Literally, I couldn't move it one day, back or forth. I couldn't even get it loose. So I just brought it in the house. We needed to go to the school. I like took the booster, put it under my daughter, told my son, sit in the regular car seat. It's a 4-minute drive. Like, we'll make do for today and figure it out later.
Yeah.
Couldn't fix the car seat problem without like getting extra mad.
Sure.
So we researched and it was like, all right, we weighed her like 3 times a day. She's 39. It was like, all right, we're going to make the decision. We got like taller booster seats that are like almost like you ever know where you shop and you get like, I'm not really a medium, but I'm not really a large.
I'm an extra large.
I need a Marge, you know, like I need the in between. There's like a car that's like a booster that sets you there. So we took 2 of those, installed them in the car. My son's still there because he's not quite ready for a full car seat. And my daughter definitely is like in between. It's like hairline between booster or whatever. So we decided we get these 2 new boosters, put them in the back. They're in booster seats. And then we ceremoniously like threw the car seats in this huge dumpster at the new place. And we are sans car seats. Not doing it anymore.
Congrats. That's a big move.
It was. And
does that mean my son should be out of it? Because my son, I think, is bigger than your daughter.
He could be. But the thing is, like, responsibility of sitting there in the buckled seat, knowing how to put the seat.
Oh, we're not going to do it until he's like 18.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's a wild character.
You weigh you kind of do your research, look at the legal limit of like when they should be and what kind of seat. But then like there's a little bit of a gray area where they're like, she checks 2 out of 3 boxes and she's a pound less than it says. Like, I'm sure it's either way. You know, you got to find the one that's right for you. Is she responsible enough to buckle herself in? She is. So we go with the booster seat. But when I told my wife, I was like, I put the 2 car seats on we had the old one from my son and the one my daughter was currently in, like sitting in the driveway. And we had this big dumpster for getting rid of all the cardboard and stuff. Yeah. And I go into my wife and I go, well, do you have a second? And she's like, sure. And I bring her out to the outside the house. I go into the driveway and I go, would you like to have the honors of disposing of one of these? And the look on her face, and she was like, you bet I would. And it takes this thing over her head and chucks it in the dumpster. It's so good.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
There we are.
Congrats.
We don't have to travel with one anymore. It feels like a huge win.
That is a win. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's a great place to leave it, guys. If you have some dumb dad, dumb mom, dumb parent stories, email us.
You do.
Just if you just tell it to us nicely. Tell us a nice story. Make it fun. Make it funny. Email us dumbdadpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. We're at The Dumb Dads. That's our handle on all platforms. You can also, like I said, watch us on YouTube. We're Evan, I don't know, dresses like, I don't know.
What's happening?
A drifter. I mean, unbelievable. You can
this
watch
is
full
an artist's shirt, Kevin.
There was a baker shirt. And thank you so much at Verdue for the music of this podcast. And thank you, as always, to our wonderful producer, Annie, for editing this podcast. Evan, do you have a joke to send us out?
I do. You ready for it?
Uh-huh.
Kind of a riddle, kind of a joke. Ready? What has 5 toes but isn't your foot?
What has 5 toes? Your foot.
Correct.
Okay.
Damn, you're a smart guy. Yeah, the answer is my foot. How'd you know that?
Because it's really anyone's foot.
It's not. Actually, you're wrong. It's a metric foot.
Okay, bye. Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?